We're in conversation with the god of cricket, Sachin Tendulkar. Well, everyone knows him for his cricketing abilities, but we at Autocar love him for his love of cars. Sachin, thanks very much for being with us. Today, a big day, launch of the new 5 Series. I think 5 Series is a car you've typically had. I just want to know, have you driven the new model?
I've driven the new model. In fact, earlier I still have the M5, the earlier model, and my wife is driving the earlier model 5 Series, which is beautiful, but this is really special. I've driven this in London just now, and not just me, but even my kids love it. They find this spacious, they find this comfortable, and above all, safe.
Right.
It's got these fancy gadgets inside,
The gesture
control and
Yeah, but are you
wireless
used to it now? Because it's a
phone
bit,
charging.
it can be a bit fiddly.
It's
so
not.
it's
It's so easy. I mean,
Yeah.
it's so easy, and the dangerous bit is, when they know that if you want to fast forward the song, if the father is playing
Just
some
give a
music which you
little
don't
gesture.
like, all you need to do is this, and the song gets fast forwarded. So that's something which is nice. Also the key.
It's a really cool key.
The touch panel on that is just incredible. I mean, you can park the car with that.
Yeah, that's right. But you said you drove it in London, so let's talk about you're in London normally at this time. So driving very much part of your relaxation over there. I mean, where have you been taking the car?
I enjoy
typically?
driving. I generally enjoy driving wherever I am. In Mumbai also, if I have to go to a function or whatever, if there is no parking, then my driver comes with me, and I tell him to, okay, we've reached the destination. Now you park the car for me, because I enjoy driving.
But I'm sure it must be less stressful in the UK driving. The roads are good. People don't mob you the way they would over here. So I think that has its own charm as well.
Yes, I mean, it has its own charm, and different conditions, and different traffic. I would say more disciplined traffic.
Yeah, makes
And-
it
and-
much
and
easier.
That's obviously.
And again, coming back to the 5 Series, you've obviously had the hotter ones, you had the Harley edition. I would imagine at some point you're going to have your eye on the new M5, and this time it's 4-wheel drive.
Yes, I'm excited about the launch of that car. I think the 4-wheel drive M5 will be something really special. The M5 RA also is a collector's car. It's the only car here, and the first 600 bhp car that they built will always make it special, because even if you look at the paint of that car and the interior, it's different. And I know for sure that with BMW, they've always tried to better their earlier models, and the new M5 is going to be something special.
So, you've had the old M5, you've also had the i8. Frankly, the M5, for what it is, it packs a solid punch. I think even more than the i8. Just give me how do you feel about both the cars? I know they're very different. i8 is a lot about the handling and the feel. I think M5 still about raw power and a lot more practicality. I mean, you don't get noticed in it, which I think is important for you.
Yes, I8 I feel is I8 controls the traffic. If I'm going at 30 kilometers, suddenly everyone wants to drive at 30 kilometers and be next to that car. If I'm going at 70 kilometers, they want to be next to the car, even at 70, and whatever. I mean, they just love the car, and so is the case with me. But with M5, it's very subtle and understated, and it's got amazing performance. Call it muscle car. It's dynamic, and it's agile. The handling is great. Though I felt i8 was the best handling car I've driven, because of the weight of the car, and then
The low center of gravity.
The low center of gravity, because the battery sits right underneath, and cornering makes it any corner that you take, you feel, oh wow, how could I manage this? And the steering is so light. So all in all, the package is really nice. But M5 is something that I'm looking forward to, because I know for sure that that's going to be one car which is going to bring a lot of smile on my face.
And we are into Mumbai monsoons. Very difficult to drive. Roads get chewed up. I think that's what we Mumbaikars have to really suffer with, is really bad roads. So does that also dictate the kind of car you drive? Is it going to be more SUVs, X5, or do you
Yes.
find your patch like Sea-Link and maybe Whirly, where you can just cruise and enjoy the car? So how do you manage, let's say, you're driving in,
It
let's say, the
depends on
monsoon?
how much it has rained, because there are areas where it's waterlogged. Then you need to be careful. And SUV works really well there, and sometimes the conditions are not good. So then SUV is the safest bet. But when it's dry and good conditions, then it really doesn't matter which one you drive, be it i8 or 7 series or 5 series. I love it. I've also owned 6 series, because BMW, they keep upgrading my car all the time.
Right.
Anytime they introduce a new model, it's there at home for me to enjoy. So I love it. And every time they've introduced a car and they've sent home, it's given me a reason to smile.
You had once mentioned to me many years back that post-retirement you were looking forward to doing more driving. Now, have you had the time, or you're still busy and you still wish you could drive more?
I have done some amazing sessions at Booth Circuit
Okay.
with the BMW team, the M team. So they get you all the performance cars to drive, and something that I was pleasantly surprised with was the handling of X5M. I mean, SUVs are
You
not
have one,
meant
I
to
think,
do all
don't
that.
you?
Yeah, I mean, SUVs are not meant to do all those things. On a race circuit, it's just incredible how you can take a corner at that speed, which obviously normal roads you're not meant to. But on a track, it surprises you, and the braking, the acceleration, and the kind of speed it carries into a corner is fascinating.
And Sachin, last question, your movie, I've seen it, I loved it, obviously a biopic on you, but to be honest, if I'd wanted something more, it would have been, I'm not such a cricket fan, but if I wanted something more, I would have wanted more on the cars. There was a very short sequence of you driving there. So do you think you could have put more car scenes in there?
Well, I drove for quite some time there. I was in a BMW. I don't know what the cameraman was, and maybe he couldn't catch up with me. Jokes apart, but I loved it. Whatever we shot was
Right.
beautiful and very nicely captured.
That's right.
In my movie we had to cover so many different.
That's right,
different
obviously.
things,
And it's for cricket lovers primarily. But I'm sure there must have been a lot of the car bits which you wanted there, but because of, you had to package it into a
passionate
certain...
about cars, because I grew up being so passionate about cars right from the age of 5. When I was in Bandra East, inside the Sawa. So from that time, I've been a lover of cars, and I really like cars. I appreciate everything that they do. The introduction of new gadgets in the car, and the safety features. The car is so intelligent nowadays. I mean, it's hard to believe that a car can do all these things for you.
And may that passion continue. Thank you so
Lovely.
much.
Thank you so.